Hey guys, so in this video I want to talk about why atheism has a superior moral high ground compared to religion. Okay, so there's many things that are involved. Um, I don't want to dismantle the notion that religion somehow is doing the right thing or the correct thing or whatever word you want to put it. Religion likes to believe, it's a lie by the way, religion likes to believe that they have the high moral ground, that they are the more ethical. But I'm going to tell you why atheism has a superior high moral ground compared to religion. There are several points of view. This is not an organized video. I'm just going to say whatever, but I'm just going to say whatever comes to mind. Number one, and these are in no particular order, so take it as is. When we view religion as true, by the way, any argument that is put forward without evidence can equally be dismissed without evidence. So that's why there's 9 billion people. If there's I don't know what the religious number is, if there's 7 billion people out of the 9 billion that are deeply religious, and not a single one of them can provide an evidence that can attest to the theories, hypotheses, theories, and laws of the scientific community, then that means there is zero evidence for religion. When one person is delusional, it's called psychosis. When which by the way I was misdiagnosis by the way, but separate topic, which I don't really like nurses and doctors for a reason. When masses of people have psychosis and bipolar or schizophrenia, it's called religion. Okay, so if 7 or 8 billion people on this planet believes, or maybe 6 billion, maybe 5 to 6 billion, maybe if 5 to 6 billion people on this planet believe in religion, and not a single one of them can provide a scientific evidence that can be published in a scientific journal, it means there's no evidence for religion. The argument of religion must be dismissed without religion. The argument of religion must be dismissed without evidence. So I'm basically saying all of you religious people are a little cuckoo. Okay, so having said that, religion likes to think it's on the high moral ground, but here's why I think it's wrong to base your ideologies and ethicism via religion. It is highly immoral to view yourself as an ethical person as a religious man or woman, or I guess you guys only have man and woman, although there are probably gay people in your communities as well. But I guess you don't care about that. You guys want to kill all atheists. You guys want to end our lives. Well, not directly, but if an atheist happens to get stoned to death, you're going to pretend it didn't happen. So, there's that. So I feel threatened by a lot of Islamic states. Even Christianity I don't like, but they're more progressive, so it's not that bad. Although they're kind of getting a little edged right now, but I'm deeply afraid of more the religions of the more developing countries, especially when they come to developed countries like Canada, like my country, and then they try to use their influence to make my country, a developed country, into Stone Age thinking. Like, I think there's an issue with that, so I don't agree with that. When you base your ideologies of how to get to an imaginary place, aka heaven or hell, whichever you want to prefer, and you want to go to that place in life, and you ignore the material world, which is, I think, the only world that I will ever experience, then your decision-making skills get compromised. You start making decisions and putting forth opinions that makes this material world more painful to live in. That's the truth of it. I'm an ethical atheist. I believe this is the one world we have, and I believe this is the one world that you guys have as well, religious people. And anything that you do to harm this planet, the justice system, the laws, the ethics, the right to freedom of expression, critical thinking, creative expression, right to happiness, life's pleasure, and look, I am against religion, but I'm not saying we should ban religion. But a lot of religious people want to ban atheism. So who has the high moral ground? I'm more accepting of you guys than you are of me, correct? Right? Hey, I'm not saying we have to ban religion. No. In an intelligent society, you have to have multiple divergent ways of thinking. Multiple, different people thinking different ways. We have to be accepting and learn how to get along together. Religion is very arrogant because they believe in this fantasy that they're the chosen ones of this God and they're superior to other people, that they're arrogant, that they're better than other people, and they believe they have more right than other people. I believe I have more right, but I don't do it in a way where I have more right and you have to follow my rules. I do know, hey, this is a logical discussion. These are the opinions, and we have a debate about it. We have discussion, logical conclusion, scientific data analysis of why these choices will more positively impact a larger group of the population. That's how I do it. Whereas religious people say, you know what? I don't like your idea. I don't like the fact that you're atheist. I'm going to override you with my emotions because I'm a little emotional toddler or baby or whatever you want to say it. I'm a kid. And you have to follow my rules or the highway. That's kind of how religion works, or how Christianity works in America, North America. And Muslim world, worse. They say, you know what? You break on one of our rules, we will break your fucking leg. That's how Muslims do it. So I am deeply afraid of Muslims and that ideology. I hope they become a little bit more moderate and more progressive. Kind of like how Christianity 150 years ago was hardcore extremist. Now, because for the fluke of being in a developed country of white people that had more privilege to have that more higher level thinking due to the economic powers that they had. Yes, systematic racism kind of existed. And I'm a benefactor of it, actually, because I'm a light-skinned Asian dude. And because of that, but one of the benefits of being economically more luxurious and always in a higher status position for an extended duration of time is you get to engage in a higher level of thinking. And those things make Christianity, even though it was a hardcore extremist religion 100 or 200, 300 years ago, it became a progressive religion because of the fact that it was the environment that it presented itself with. Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism is actually fine. Buddhism is very, they don't proselytize, they do their thing, and they're very non-combative. And a lot of Hindus in Vancouver are actually the Hindus that I met. They're very, like Indian people aren't really confrontational at all. So like Hindu is like, I don't really like it because it's kind of weird. I think the term is kind of like not too hot, not too sexy, but they do their thing. They don't really voice their opinions too much. And but I've heard that the Hindus in India, in their developing country religion, Hinduism, are a little bit more extreme. So it really has like impact. The country's economic outlook has a very close tie with how extremist the religions of those particular geographic regions are. So these are the things that I think about. Scientifically, there's a geographical, political, economic reason why certain religions are more progressive and certain religions are more extremist. And when people of religious backgrounds from developing countries with those ideologies come to developed countries, first world countries, and then try to take their ideologies with them, because we're not just taking people. I love black people. I love African food. I love different culture. I like multiculturalism. But when you take those ideologies from developing countries that didn't have that progressive thinking of high economic value, high sustenance, higher level thinking, higher status for extended duration of time, if you bring those lower value thinking to a developed country, we're not really moving forward. Ideologically, as a culture, we're kind of moving a bit backward, and that's the way it is. I'm just, if you have a better objective view of how culture, anthropology, or I think how culture develops, please leave it in the comment section. If I have time, I will definitely reply. But I constantly think about what are the scientific reasons why certain people are more religious. There's like epigenetic factors to it too. Like if your environment makes you religious, yes, you are. And some people are just genetically more personality prone to be religious. I get it. But the thing is, there's also people like me who are genetically more predisposed to be atheist. I have had the shittiest luck in my life. I'm going to make another video of how I am a victim of religion and I nearly got killed by it for over 2 decades. Over 2 decades. I'm going to talk about that in a separate video. I'm not going to talk about it here, but there's many reasons why. Like people, like especially black people who are in not only emotionally rejectful society who hate black people. We live in a world where the vast majority of people hate black people. This is just the truth. Everybody's racist. I was racist at one point. I'm trying to be really forthcoming about it and really do a lot of things about it. But I've learned that because black people feel so much rejection in life, they use religion as such a hardcore therapy that they don't want to listen to me when I talk, because they don't want anything to do with atheism because it hurts their psyche so much. It hurts their ego that I've dealt with this much rejection and I don't even get to feel like I'm going to go somewhere in an imaginary place and feel like heaven. Man, that's painful, man. I feel your pain. I understand why people in poverty, people of darker melanin, and people of kinkier hair feel more religious. I get it. There are exceptions. And even them, I look at the Twitters, the YouTube videos of people who are or like mainstream media of people who are a-religious, but they're black, and because they're black, even though they are a-religious, they have a hard time accepting my conversation because I'm coming almost from a purely religious, anti-religious state. I'm an anti-theist. Although technically I'm an agnostic, someone pointed out to me, but I look, we don't know for sure, but 99.99999% I'm sure there's no God. So if you want to call that an agnostic, yeah, I tend to kind of fit into the agnostic field, but otherwise, as an argumentative, practical purpose, I am an atheist. So why does atheism have superior moral ground? Well, look, I'm looking at the facts. I'm not saying there's a promised land that you're going to be hoodwinked into believing in and going. No, this is the reality we live in. There are moral decisions that we have to make. And by the way, morality comes from the fact that we live in tribes. We're community-based species. We don't live solo. We're not sharks. We're not what are animals? We're not crocodiles. We're not I'm not a zoologist, so I don't know these animals, but there's a lot of animals that are solo creatures. So like bears, I guess bears are solo creatures, right? Or polar bears, or I think panda bears are pretty solo creatures too. Bears in general, I think, are pretty solo creatures. But we're like monkeys, we're like dolphins, we're like ants, we're like bees, we're like all these amazing creatures that live together. We communicate, we work as a team, we're like wolf packs. And because of that, there are game theory methods. I'm not sure if I'm using the word game theory correctly, but game theory as in like what's going to happen is going to happen. Like everything that's going to go wrong is going to go wrong. You have to account for that and still try to create complexity through intelligence. And that's what we do as semi-intelligent beings. Humans are the bare minimum intelligence that we could possibly possess to create further intelligence through building cities and AI and all the other stuff that we're going to get through. And there's millions of other things. That's what I'm going to do because I'm Asian, I guess. I'm a nerd. There are so many things that we can get done. And religion has to understand that I make decisions for this material world. Decisions where you believe there's a world outside of this will negatively impact the decisions we make for this material world. That's why atheism has a superior moral high ground. I look at the pain that other people... Yes, there's atheists who are unethical as well. I'm trying to be an ethical atheist. There are people in pain, and you have to face it. Hey, you know what? If you're black and you feel that much more rejection, I have that much more responsibility to do something good for them so that they can be on an equal setting as I am. However, the problem is, I found that black people support religion heavily. Although there aren't many black Muslims in North America, they indirectly give a ton of support to Muslims. So black people are basically supporting, when a bomb goes off, black people may support the same race of people who may do it. They don't support people. Of course, there's black people who don't support terrorism. They don't. But they give so much energy to the Islamic community and all the other Muslim communities because all the religious... Remember I said the more melanated you are, the more kinky your hair, the more poor your demographic and geographical region and politics is, the more closer, strongly you're associated with atheism. That's where the problem lies. Like, I want to help black people and any other minorities. I'm a person of color. I come from an immigrant family. I am very highly pro-immigrant, immigration, but if I'm helping immigrants and if I'm helping people of color, I'm harming myself because I'm supporting something that nearly ended my life, religion. And religion is very oppressive, restrictive. It's not as oppressive as North Korea, but in Islamic states it is actually worse than North Korea. But I don't want restriction to my life. If you visit a first world country, developed country like Canada, US, Northern Europe, they don't call it Northern, like Western Europe. Yeah, Western Europe, like the Northern European countries with a nice economy and stuff like that. Or Taiwan, Japan, or South Korea. Those are the only three East Asian countries. Those are the only three East Asian countries, and maybe like Singapore and like a few other countries that I don't know. I forgot. But like there's not that many Asian countries that are doing economically really hot except for those four: Singapore, Taiwan, South Korea, and Japan. China is doing okay, but if you look at the average Chinese, they're not doing too hot either. I'm sure there's other smaller Asian countries that I don't know of, but mostly Western and a few Asian countries economically well. But even then, you have to think, okay, where do I get my ethics from? How do we create more complexity and more happiness in life? As a semi-intelligent being who had the bare bone necessity to create something bigger than us, If we were even a little bit dumber, if the average person was even a little bit dumber, we would have never built nations or countries. We would have never had technology. Never. If human beings were even a smidgen on average dumber, we would have never had things we have today. We would never have built roads. We would have never built houses. Never. So humans like to think we're smart because we are the smartest species on the planet Earth. So that's how we get our ego. But we have the bare bone minimum intelligence to create the next level of technology. And that technology, AI, will dominate the fuck out of us. Look, I'm trying not to use swear words because YouTube doesn't like it, and I don't want to use swear words because it means I'm not as elegant or graceful in my thinking capacity, and that means I need to work more. But if you look at reality for what it is, there are people in pain. You fix that problem for them, and you develop further technology to help more problems be solved. If you don't like technology, that's fine. Go to a country that has none. Be my guest. But for the rest of us, we want to develop technology and continue nurture intelligence to develop the next layer of technology, because that's what intelligent beings do. That's what at least minimum semi-intelligent beings like us do. We're not that smart. We're stupid. We're dumb as fuck. We're dumb. But we're trying to move forward so that we can do something about it and actually create a world where we can build things together consistently and consecutively and on layer on top of layer to get to new technology that we haven't had, solve climate change, solve fossil fuel issues, figure out a way to do politics so that we have no wars, so that so that everyone can live happily. And here's the thing. I nearly got suffocated from religion, and I say that very lightly because in reality it was much more painful than that. I nearly got suffocated through religion. And yet, religious people still somehow think they have the moral high ground, that they're doing the right thing. They're not. If you have the audacity to let people know, to let your child know that they have no freedom to express who they are because maybe they're gay, maybe they're not even gay, maybe they just have the genetic personality like me to be very religious, because I have a very strong question. My personality, my genetic personality is very utilitarian. I see where things happen, where things don't. And I go for ethical solutions. If my thinking process has an inefficiency, I try to annihilate it and find a new way to get a shortcut so I can do the same thing much quicker in terms of thinking and communication. Because I'm not good enough to do any business yet. I'm learning some math. I prefer that over web design, and I'm trying to be a math YouTuber on my other channel, and I'm working towards it. But it's a different story. But I'm getting a skill set to do business. I'm not there yet, and if you have to work towards getting the skill sets, and you prevent your children from living a full life because you believe they need to be punished for who they are in this world. You are a Satan. You are a devil. Stop it. I've been a victim of that. I nearly died from those ideas. And I have to let the rest of the world know. Religion is evil. Religion is not a good thing. Look, if you go to a homeless shelter and say, I will only help Christians if you're a gay or if you're an atheist, and if you don't join our prayers during our volunteer sessions for food, we will send you towards starvation and cold. Is that really ethical? I think that's extremely judgmental. So if you want to help people, do it with this material world. I make decisions that are more effective for the people, intelligent beings' happiness in this life and reducing pain in intelligent people in this life. I support nurturing of intelligence. I support creativity. Even though I don't play sports, I appreciate sports. I don't like to listen to that much music anymore because it's just not that interesting. I have other things I need to get done. But if you're an artist, amazing. I support you. It's freedom of expression. I like it. I like watching music videos once in a while, although not all. I'm just too busy. But if you got to do things where you have to oppress other people around you to get your point across, you are unethical. And that's basically what religion is. So you have to allow people to be who they are. I'm not saying I'm going to ban religion. I'm not. I'm supportive of it. I'm understanding that in a democratic world, there's different populations of different genetic varieties, and some people are prone to be extremely religious. If religion is their only way to feel happiness in life, I support you. Do your thing. But you have to do the same thing. This is where I realize that I can't support religion anymore, because every single time I say, hey, you can do you because I believe in democracy and freedom of thinking and intelligence and creative art and all this, you bite my hand and say, look, you get to feel oppressed because religion says I get to feel freedom, but atheists don't, right? See, who has the higher moral ground? Religious people are oppressing people based on arrogance, or me saying, hey, look, I disagree with you, but we all get to live each other's life to the fullest as long as we can do it communally and we don't harm each other around us. If you can do something privately that gives you satisfaction, I want to support your decision, even if I disagree with the ideologies. I may disagree with your politics, I may disagree with your ideologies, your value systems, your ethics, everything. And at the same time, if what you do helps you and doesn't harm those around you, I want to support you and help you create your mosques, your churches, your temples, your place of worship, and all these other places. I don't know the technical details of religion anymore because it's not my. I don't think it's important because you guys haven't provided any evidence and arguments. Without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. So, but I'm supportive. Hey, you want to legally build a mosque, legally build a church, legally build a temple, or anything? I don't know. And you want to worship, and that makes you happy, and you want to make friends in religious communities. Yeah, of course, that's what we're about. Intelligent people being able to express themselves, intelligent entities being able to express themselves intelligently with minimal amounts of pain. That's what ethics are from. Ethics is not saying I'm an Islamic state, we get to do what we want and we get to oppress people. No, you have the moral extremely low ground. You have to learn how to get along with those around you. You cannot be selfish. You have to learn how to live together with people. Religion, this is why I don't like religion. Even though I support the right to religion, religion breeds arrogance. You think you're better than other religion. You think you're better, superior to other people's ideologies to the point that you're going to actively oppress other people when they've done nothing for you but give them their hand and say, here's what we've got through intelligence. We want to share it with you. And then you come to the intelligent countries and you decrease their freedom for expressing their intelligence. Like, is it? So we're giving you something good and you're bringing us down with you. So we have to learn how to live together. I'm never saying we have to ban religion. It's freedom from religion as much as freedom for religion. It's both ways. That's why a secular government is superior to an Islamic state or any religious government, because we allow more variability. We give more freedom of choice. We have more options, more things you want to do in life. You want to do this, go for it. We want to support you. If you can do it legally without harming other people and help the rest of the community grow together and have more technology, more entertainment, more fun, more happiness, more smile, more friends, more family, more children, anything you want in their life. You want to be an athlete, go for it. If you want to be a mathematician, you want to go for it. Like if you want science or acting, if you want to be an actor or actress, something I will never be able to do in my life, go for it. If you want to be a musician, we want to support you. If you want to be religious, go do that. It's amazing. But you cannot put yourself in an arrogant point of view where you start oppressing other people's rights. I'm saying you get to practice your religion, but you have to allow atheism to thrive as well. We thrive together. We're a community. We're not arrogant saying one ideology is superior to others. We have to allow them to say, hey, this is a discussion. These are the evidence. These are the data. These are the results. Which results do we want to get towards? Which results make more and more people happy as a population? And we have to encourage those. We have to allow intelligence to thrive and develop. So that's why I think atheism has a superior higher moral ground. And look, I know I'm a little brass. I get it. I'm more than willing to have a conversation with everyone, by the way. If you leave a comment, I'll make sure to reply. You can be my guest to join my Discord. I will talk to you. Even if you are deeply religious, we can have a conversation. Maybe even be friends. I don't know. But if you reply to me on Discord, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram, those are the 4 social media I use. I don't use anything else at this moment in time. So if you reply to me on YouTube, Discord, Twitter, or Instagram, I will reply to you, whether it's DM or through a comment or something. So be my guest. Leave a comment. If you disagree and it's just annoying, I'm not going to delete it, but I might just ignore it, or I might just give a quick response, because sometimes if you're giving arguments that have no evidence and you're really emotionally charged about it, I'm just going to be nonchalant dismissing it without evidence as well. So if you're going to make a point, make it logical. Here's the thing. Don't try to convince me about evidence. Convince the scientific community. They're the professionals who get paid millions of dollars per year to do their thing. Their profession is to decipher through data and get inferences that are useful to the rest of the society. That's what I believe, and we're going to get there. So if you want to convince me to be a Muslim, a Christian, a Hindu, a Buddhist, or a Jew, or a Mormon, or anything else, convince the scientific community. Don't try to convince me. Convince the scientific community where the scientific method is. I have scientific methods and all these things printed on my wall because I really appreciate it so much for what it's done for our civilization, even though I wasn't really having a good time for the most of my life. I get it. I've had bad luck. It's what I had. I'm not I'm trying to my problems are so unique to me that the vast majority of people don't know how to relate to it anyway. So it doesn't matter. Look, I suffered alone. I'm okay with that. So let's try to have a conversation about how to be higher intelligent beings. that can nurture further intelligence with minimum pain and maximum pleasure. So if you guys agree with that, let's have a discussion about what we can and cannot do to move forward and build the next layer of technology together. Look, even religious people benefit from technology. Every human being, every intelligent being that can use technology will benefit from any technology we develop together as a whole. Medical technology, entertainment technology, any technology, okay? So transportation technology, anything. So that's my view. That's why I think atheism has a superior higher moral ground, because it really aspires to be that utilitarian point of view where we work together to build amazing things that we didn't have before. Life for intelligent beings should be about building further things for intelligent beings to use and make our lives happier and reduce as much pain as possible. So remember, if you're religious, stop being arrogant. You get to practice religion, but you're not above everyone else, nor other religious people. We are all equal. So let's nurture intelligence, let's ethically nurture intelligence together and have a happy community. And that's my message. I just want to minimize pain among intelligent entities and reduce pain and increase happiness. That's all I want. That's where ethics come from. You don't, and laws and policies and rules from government officials over a secular government is where the things get more complicated. I don't have a law degree, obviously, but if that's your desire, that you can do that. That's why most politicians have law degrees. So I just know the basics. My profession is going to be being a mathematician. I don't know anything about law, so don't hate on me too much. There's a lot of religious people who know a ton more about law than I do, obviously, right? We all have our specialties. Mine happens to be mathematics, which is pretty useless in the law degree firms. I understand. But look, just let's work towards using our intelligence to develop further intelligence as ethically as possible by reducing as much pain and increasing as much happiness as possible. That's my message of where I get my atheism morality and why it's superior to religious morality. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on ethics. If you have any discussion points, please leave it down in the comment section below or reach out to me on any of my social media. I'm more than willing to have a conversation. Maybe we can even make a video of interviewing each other and having a live discussion face-to-face on webcam, and we can make another video about that. I actually kind of wanted to make more mathematics videos, but from what it seems, I'm studying math every day, but it's going to be a while before I'm at a point where I'm satisfied with my math skill level to be starting to make videos about it on math lectures and stuff. So I want to make any videos. So I want to make a video on atheism. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's not really that much, but I just like expressing myself, and I'm going to make a video of how I almost wouldn't be here due to religion. So that's going to be another video. I'll make that later. But look, I felt so much pain from religion, and I'm just trying to express myself. Hey, this is what happened, and this is why we need to move forward in life, and religion cannot be the forefront of intelligent human civilization no more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace. Leave a comment below. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. I'll reply. Reach out to me on social media. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing day. I hope you guys eat healthy, exercise, get educated, do amazing in business, make a ton of money. If you have money-making advice, if you have business entrepreneurship advice, be more than welcome to give me some tips and advice. I would love to learn from you. Other than that, I'm going to go study some math, study some French, because I want to move to Quebec, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to do me. I hope you guys enjoyed the time, and I'll see you guys next time. Love you guys.